The perfect storm of public policy issues continues to swirl on Capitol Hill and throughout the nation, from Wisconsin Congressman Paul Ryan's budget initiatives to health care and entitlement reform. NCPA President John Goodman told Fox News the driver of this perfect storm is health care spending, especially provisions of the Affordable Care Act, often called Obamacare, and the lack of fundamental reform for Medicare.
The president's plan is going to cause a pain for seniors. It's going to spend progressively less than everybody else is spending on health care. The seniors are going to have a harder time finding a doctor who will see them, facilities that will admit them.
The NCPA focused specifically on Medicare reform at a Capitol Hill briefing. Dr. Goodman told congressional staff and national media in attendance that Medicare's problems are only getting worse because health care spending is growing at twice the rate of growth of our incomes.
If we continue on the path that we're on, we'll get out to mid-century and healthcare will crowd out everything else that we want to consume. So it's not great for access to care. If we really did this, though, then seniors would be less preferred from the doctor's point of view than the welfare mother.
NCPA senior fellow Tom Saving, himself a former public trustee of Social Security and Medicare, also spoke at the briefing, noting that the need for fundamental reform is critical and immediate.
The bottom line is we're going to have to consume health care. We're going to have to provide it. And we can't legislate a miracle.
And while Congress and the president jockey for political position, the number one economic issue continues to be jobs. NCPA distinguished fellow Bob McTeer, a CNBC contributor, said while the big worry is inflation, especially in the commodity markets, we may have the solution.
Milton Friedman in 1967 convinced the world that what the inflation rate the public expects generally is what they get, and they're still expecting inflation to be lower in the future than it is right now. So I think they are well anchored. I think a lot of the commodities are in a bubble. Maybe the agricultural commodities have some more fundamentals behind them. I think gold and silver, for example, has clearly been a bubble, and I would, if I had any money, I'd sell them and buy the dollar.
Buy the dollar? McTeer explains.
Just for perspective, we got to remember that the dollar has been weakening relative to its safe haven status during the crisis. It's about the same level it was before the crisis.
The issue of global warming continues to provoke controversy, with some experts claiming that global warming is propelling us toward a mini ice age. At an NCPA Policy Forum and Author Series event, Cato Institute scholar Pat Michael said the problem with science these days is money.
There is absolutely no incentive for a scientist to write that proposal that says this thing is overblown. There is no incentive for anyone to say people will adapt. Just leave them alone. There's no incentive for anyone to say we will discover new efficiencies because that's what markets make people do.
For more information about the NCPA, please contact us. You can call us or send us an email. We want to know what you think. And thanks for your support of the NCPA and the important work we're doing.